How is it going, everyone? It's Lumity here, and it is pretty close to Thanksgiving when this video is coming out, and it actually ends up working out pretty well that I'm making this video around Thanksgiving because this is a football video game I'm going to be talking about. A lot of people watch football on Thanksgiving, get around with the family, watch whatever game is going on, no matter who's playing. So this works out. Even though this isn't really an NFL game, this is a MFL game, as it's called. This is Mutant Football League Dynasty Edition. And this game is an absolute blast to play. Let me tell you, I've been addicted to this game since I picked it up. I've already finished Season 1 of Dynasty Mode, and I'm not sure how many seasons it goes up to. It looks like it goes up to about 5. But I've played long enough, and I've played enough games. I put enough hours in to where I'm comfortable making a video about it. This isn't a review or anything. I don't really like doing reviews unless it's a game that just came out. But I do want to talk about this game because it's a lot of fun. And I think that this is going to be the best aging football game to ever release. And there's quite a few reasons for that. Number one, since this is Mutant Football League and not actual NFL, there aren't any real character names. All of the names of the characters in this are parodies of real characters. So, you may see characters who are parodies of Eli Manning and Peyton Manning and Patrick Mahomes, but they're not actually their names. They're just plays on their names. And it works out because since they're just parodies, you're going to go play this 10 years later and it's not going to matter who the roster is. A lot of Madden games that come out, I feel like one of the biggest turnoff for those games is the fact that the next year, it's a completely different roster. And in that case, it kind of does matter because you want NFL to be as realistic as possible, so you're constantly wanting to get the next roster. However, in this game, like I said, it doesn't matter because it's all parodies. These aren't actual players. These are all monsters anyway. It's Mutant Football League. You're literally playing as demons, werewolves, zombies, and there are some humans, but they're like really weird, buffed, jacked up, steroid-abusing humans. And in fact, speaking of steroid-abusing humans, you actually do get to even play dirty in this game. You can use cheats. And these cheats go from anything to using steroids on one of your characters to make them run down the field faster and to make it so they can basically take hits, to making a defender gigantic so they can just absolutely destroy the offense, to being the running back and whipping out a chainsaw and cutting up the entire defense. Yes, characters can die in this, by the way, and we'll get into that here in a minute. But there's all sorts of cheats. You can bribe the ref, and then when the other team figures out that the ref has been bribed, they have the option to actually kill the ref. This game is insane. It's everything I wanted it to be. It's absolute chaos, but it's also a fun football game. The team names and everything, they're team names based on reality. So instead of the Indianapolis Colts, for example, you get the Insane Colts, Cults. You have the Blitzburg Steelheads. You have a bunch of just parody names like that, and even the town names are parodies. It's absolutely fantastic. The parodies and the creativity that went behind all of this stuff, it's great. The cheating mechanism is a lot of fun. I like being able to make my character just randomly turn electric, and no matter who I hit, as long as I hit somebody who's holding the ball, they're going to fumble because my character is literally electric and he's shocking people, which is just awesome. There's just the craziest stuff in this game, and it's so much fun. I can't really honestly recommend this game enough, just because it's such arcadey fun, This is what I want from a football game. I want something that I can pick up that's just absolutely crazy, insane, super fun, but still has at its core all the elements of football, with some slight variations. So, as I was talking about, yes, you can kill the characters in this game. You can literally kill defensive characters. You can kill offensive characters. In fact, if you kill all the quarterbacks on the opposing team, they will have to forfeit the game. Same if you kill all the offensive linemen. If you kill all their offensive linemen, they have to forfeit the game. And it's just insane because, these characters can die and everything, and then after the game, when you're playing Dynasty Mode, you can revive these characters and you can bring them back. So they're not, permanently dead. You can still resurrect the characters. But just the fact that you can even kill the characters to begin with is insane. And the fields have many obstacles on them to kind of encourage you to kill the other players. From just giant lava pits that are down in the ground, to worms that will pop up and eat other characters, to spikes on the out of bounds line. So if you knock someone out of bounds, they'll land on a bunch of spikes. Landmines, there's literal landmines on the field. There's just so much crazy fun stuff to encourage you to absolutely maim and destroy your enemies, and it's fantastic. I love it. Just like I said, it adds into the craziness of this game. It adds into the unique feeling of this game, because there's no football game that is quite like this. While it still has that Madden feel to it in terms of the gameplay, it definitely puts its own spin on it when it comes to everything else that's going on. Because while it may feel like Madden and its core elements, all the extra stuff from the destruction, from the parodies, from the commentary, which the commentary is hilarious, all this stuff just adds and makes it its own thing, and it's fantastic. When it comes to the commentary, I do find it funny. I laughed quite a bit, but I've gotten to the point now where I've pretty much heard every single line, so now they're just repeating the same thing over and over again, and now it gets kind of worn on me a little bit because I've heard pretty much everything, so it doesn't really do much for me anymore. And I will say also, I like that this game is very politically incorrect. This is a game that holds no punches. However, one thing I don't like is I don't like the fact that they throw in some real-life politics into it, and they don't just bash one side. They bash everyone, which I appreciate. If you're going to do that, the right thing to do is bash everyone, okay? That's the way you want to do it. However, I just would prefer not to have any politics in the game, period. Like, when I'm playing a game, I don't want to think about politics, I just want to think about the game. So whenever I see that, I'm just kind of like, it's kind of a little bit of a turn-off. But it's not a big enough deal to turn me away from the game. It's just kind of one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, this is the one thing that's probably going to make this game not age well in a few years. Like, everything else ages so well, but then you have political references that, you know, maybe 10 years from now people probably won't care about. So it's just like, this probably didn't need to exist in it. However, like I said, the majority of the commentating, the majority of the commentating is very good and enjoyable, and I really, really like it. Overall, Mutant Football League is a blast. It's something that I think that you should definitely play if you want a football game, but you are tired of buying a new football game every single year, because I know that is an annoying thing to do. Nobody likes to go and buy a new football game when they come out. Nobody likes to buy any sort of new sports game when they come out. So I'm always looking for an arcade game that will literally last me on an entire generation of a system. And to me, this is that game in terms of football. Hopefully I can find some more sports games like this in the future that can replace the other big name franchises like, you know, the 2K NBA games and stuff like that. Hopefully they'll come up with stuff with that. Maybe some wrestling games that are unique and different. So I'll be looking around for stuff like that. But in terms of a replacement for Madden, I think that this is a great replacement if you're just wanting a football game that doesn't stick to reality and that is just an absolute blast to play. It doesn't worry about who's on the current roster. I mean, there's even just random parodies of actual people, like actual like musicians and stuff, and even just video game characters. Like, instead of Duke Nukem, I got Nuke Dukem as a quarterback and stuff like that. They just have a bunch of random parodies and just funny names and stuff like that. And it's a blast. I absolutely love it. And I should say also real quick, a lot of games, a lot of sports games, especially back when I was growing up, they were known to have really good music, really good metal music especially. And this has really good metal music. And I appreciate that they use metal for this. It's great, and I love it. The soundtrack is absolutely amazing. So all in all, this is a fantastic game with a couple flaws, but nothing that is deal-breaking. I definitely think that you should pick it up. This probably will be the best aging football game in terms of gameplay, in terms of roster. Maybe not in terms of the actual commentary, but the actual gameplay itself and the actual character names and the fields and everything. All that stuff is going to age very well, I believe. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you check out Mutant Football League. It's a good, and you need to check it out. I will talk to you in the next video. You have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.